tell you in all sincerity, of all the audiences I've ever performed for, you guys are definitely the ones that showed up here tonight. Thank you, Jeff, for the intro. Whenever I perform at a new place like today at this great Parrot Bar, I get so excited the hair just stands straight up on the top of my head. Does that happen to you too, Jeff? Or
it's standing up right now.
Oh, okay. Well, my first time here, so I'm going to tell you a few things about myself. I was born in Battle Creek, Michigan. Some of you may know that as the cereal capital of the world, because that's home to both Kellogg's and Post cereals. Our high school mascot was a flake. We could never count on him. I had my personal identity stolen. I haven't reported it yet, though. My credit was so bad, the thief is actually improving it. I was dating a woman from Australia for a while. It's pretty much the same as dating a woman from the Northern Hemisphere, except I go down on her counterclockwise. My family is here tonight, and they were questioning why I would want to get into comedy at such an advanced age, that all my pop culture references are from the 1970s. The younger audiences wouldn't get me. Okay, I understand, but I'm doing this for you guys. I want you to want me. I need you to need me. I love you to love me. Sorry guys, that's a cheap trick. There, you want to sing it? We'll turn this into a karaoke bar here. On the season-ending Last Comic Standing, Norm Macdonald said it takes up to 30 years to become a good comic. I started last year when I was 55. So by the time I'm 85, I should be killing it at the 4 p.m. dinner hour at the Shady Pines retirement home. But in that age group, the term Last Comic Standing takes on a much darker meaning. I'm going to stop right here because this has really been bothering me the whole time I've been up here. Sir, I finally figured out who you remind me of. Do you know the singer Sting? You remind me of the type of person that would listen to that guy. A wrestler.
Oh, you're really into it, aren't you?
I'm way out of touch then with this wrestler. The primaries in 11 days here in Florida, for those of you that are in Florida. In the current election cycle, my number one issue is the deficit. That's why I will be voting for Hillary Clinton. Because day one, she will instantly lower the budget, because we will only have to pay her 77% of what we pay a male president. Hold on, I'm just joking, I'm joking. I would never really vote for a woman. This morning I went to the bank. I told them I wanted to pay a bill from my account using an electronic funds transfer. They said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Nay, you can't use an EFT because your account has nothing LEFT." Which I wouldn't have minded so much, but when he emphasized the L, he did this. Which was pretty ballsy of him, because I could have taken that as flashing a gang sign, and obviously I'm gangsta. Then I would have to throw down on him to protect my street cred. And by street, I mean Wall Street. I do not have Tourette syndrome, but I am a carrier. I cause people around me to curse. I do not have chronic constipation, but it is true, I don't give a crap. I do not have diabetes. There's no joke there, I just thought you might be curious because you would think, right? Medicine is getting pretty expensive these days. So on my last prescription, I ordered it online from overseas. But when I got it, it wasn't working. I did some research and found out that most of the pills coming from overseas are not medicine at all. They contain drywall materials. So obviously I stopped using it. Well, except recreationally when I wanted to get plastered. It was supposed to be Hello. It was supposed to be Viagra, but the only thing I could erect with it was a house. I was at the playground with my 3 granddaughters when I yelled out to them that we had to go. They said, "Oh, Grandpa, please, just one more." Now, my daughter has told me that I need to be really strict with them, but they were already halfway up the ladder, so I let them slide. I think I've reached the age threshold where I get turned on more by food than by women. I was at a Cinnabon. The server who brought me my food was a young buxom blonde, but it was my tongue that got erect. These days, a happy ending massage for me is when I get a complimentary cookie on the way out. It's probably just as well. Of the 2 things, the only thing I can do all night is eat food. I'll explain it later. We'll have the talk.
Write it down.
My daughter raised pet ferrets growing up. One of them had an accident. We took it to the vet, and the vet said, "For $350, I can fix the shoulder and make it almost good as new." Then for $250 more, I'll speak up because the mic's going out. For $250 more, I'll be able to fix the fur on it almost good as new. I said, "You're telling me, Doc, for $600 I can have an almost good as new ferret, when for $79 at PetSmart I can have an actual new ferret? Or for free if I just catch a rat and force feed it a Slinky." I had a really good job coming out of school. I was a software developer. Then I stepped down to being a paper pusher supervisor. Now I'm trying to become a comic. Seems like I'm on the Benjamin Button career path. If you guys don't laugh at me tonight, I'll be out on Goodlet Frank holding a Parrot Bar sign. And then eventually at the very end, I'll hit rock bottom and become a technician trying to fix a microphone. I was at a cocktail party. A woman I didn't even know came over and started rubbing my belly. She said, "Does it work like a Buddha statue where I can make a wish?" I told her I'd be much more likely to grant her wish if she rubbed lower, because my feet were really hurting. I recently became a member of the Mile High Club, accidentally. The airline lavatories are so small and I'm so large that when we hit an air pocket, I became intimate with a soap dispenser. I call her Bubbles. She's not much on personality, but she is self-lubricating. So I guess that's a wash. Because of that incident, Virgin Airlines will now have to change their names. Okay, we have the funny comics coming up next to save the day here. Coming up, I know this next comic is headed toward greatness because he's doing everything that a celebrity comic does. He's on Facebook, he's on stage, he's on Twitter, he's on drugs, and eventually on trial. Please welcome really funny guy Mike Marrillo.